All my life, people have told me I must be magic. Hi everyone, I'm Tanya from San Francisco. Please like and subscribe to hear my secret. I have a unique skill that makes me popular with almost everyone I meet. When people come to me for advice, I'm able to help them achieve their goals. Making the varsity soccer team, asking out their crush, acing a big test. Somehow, I was always able to get them what they wanted. In truth, there was no magic to it. I was a good listener and tried to give the best advice I could. It always just seemed to work out. Eventually, it gave me this reputation for being a miracle worker. My friend Elaine thought I should be paid for it. You really should be charging for this. I like helping people. Hey, nothing wrong with getting paid for doing what you like. By the way, my boyfriend loved the birthday gift you suggested. And we're going to the restaurant you recommended later. Try the chocolate cake. Ironically, my own life was kind of a mess. My grades were good, but not great since I was so caught up with everyone else's problems. I didn't have a boyfriend, and in general, my future seemed both uncertain and scary. Not to mention, I had the most embarrassing dad in the world. A few years back, my dad fell in a manhole on the sidewalk and sued the city. He won so much money in the lawsuit that he quit his job in big tech. Now all he does is sit on the couch and watch YouTube videos.
You gotta see this video, honey. A baby panda sneezes and scares its mom.
I have school, Dad. You have fun, though. So, that was my home life. As helpful as I was to most people, I just couldn't seem to work the same magic for me or my dad. I don't think he even wanted me to be honest. He ignored every job posting I showed him and never left the house, no matter how hard I tried. It scared me to think that I might turn out like him someday, but I always felt better when I helped someone. At school, this really agitated girl stomped up to me in the hall. I talked to my mom about spending the summer in France, and she said no. I knew I should have asked my dad instead. Everyone says your advice is foolproof. Did you give me bad advice on purpose? What? No, of course not. I would never do something like that. Maybe you misunderstood what I told you? I did exactly what you said, word for word, and it blew up in my face. You're a fraud. I was stunned. This had never happened before. I tried to remember what my advice had been, but so many people came to me for help that the details were hazy. Shake it off, Tanya. It was upsetting, but just that morning, 3 people had approached me and said I was a lifesaver. This had to be a weird freak accident. It wouldn't happen again, right? But then later that night, Elaine called me crying. She and her boyfriend Joe had gone to the restaurant I recommended, but the server insulted Joe and they got into a fight. Joe almost got arrested. Why would you tell us to go to that place? The server was a criminal. Maybe he was new. The service was great last time I went. You ruined Joe's birthday. I don't have a crystal ball, you know. I'm a human being. I make mistakes like anyone else. Maybe your boyfriend shouldn't have punched out the waiter. Ugh, whatever, Tanya. Keep your advice to yourself from now on. Did you at least try the chocolate cake? I did. It was dry. What was going on? Had I lost my touch? If I couldn't help people anymore, then what was I gonna do? I guess I could try fixing my own life. That night, I dreamed that everyone who ever came to me for advice confronted me and accused me of ruining their lives. No matter where I turned, I couldn't escape. When I woke up, I knew something needed to change. If people only cared about me when I was solving their problems, maybe they didn't really care about me at all. You know what? Fine. You can all solve your own problems from now on. At school, I turned away anyone who asked for something. I didn't like saying no, but it got easier after a few times. During gym class, we were playing dodgeball when a boy approached me.
Hey, you're Tanya, right? I'm Matt. I heard you're a miracle worker.
I'm retired.
Could you make an exception? I'm trying to get my ex to take me back, and you're the only one who can help.
Trust me, you don't want my help.
What if we help each other? Like a trade? There's gotta be something you want too.
That was different. Not many people ever offered anything in return. Not that I expected them to pay me back, but it was nice to be asked. Okay, here's a challenge for you. I want to figure out what my thing is. I spend so much time giving everyone else advice that I've never had a chance to figure out my own goals. If you can help me do that, then I'll help you get your ex back.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Matt and I met after school to get started.
So what do you think I should try first? Send her a dozen roses? Write her a song and play it outside her bedroom window?
Do you want her to take you back or file a restraining order?
Then what's your great idea?
Why did you two break up anyway?
She said I don't pay attention.
I have some thoughts, but before I tell you, we're focusing on my thing first. Did you come up with any ideas? All he did was smile. Uh-oh, what was I getting myself into? Turns out, Matt had a whole day planned out for us. We explored cool architecture in the city like the Golden Gate Bridge, baked sourdough bread, volunteered at a local animal shelter, and even visited Alcatraz to see what a real prison was like. Matt was patient and a great guide throughout all our adventures. At the end of the day, we stopped at Pier 39 to grab some ice cream. I always loved seeing the sea lions flop around and bark at each other out on the bay.
So what do you think? Architect, baker, veterinarian, prison guard?
To be honest, I really don't see any of those things being my career. I had a lot of fun though.
Good. I've got more planned for tomorrow.
What about your ex?
She can wait.
Hold on a second. Was someone prioritizing my problems over their own? I could get used to this. The next day, we did it all over again, except this time with brand new activities. We tried photography, fitness classes, and went on a ride-along in a police car.
Nothing yet?
No, I mean, I'm still having a good time, but I can't picture myself doing any of those things for the rest of my life. Maybe I'm being too picky.
Hey, you gotta choose what's right for you. This is everything I had planned, but I can definitely come up with more.
You've done a lot already. Let's work on your goal for now. I want you to write a letter to your ex tonight, and tomorrow we'll go over it together.
You're giving me homework?
You'll survive. The next day, Matt shared his letter with me, and I read it during lunch period.
Well, what do you think?
This is all about your feelings, your memories, your regrets. There's almost nothing about her. This could be about any girl.
I worked really hard on that.
You said yourself that she thinks you don't pay attention. This letter doesn't really prove otherwise. What do you like about her? Is she smart, empathetic? Does she tell funny stories? Matt had to think about it. I didn't understand why he found it so difficult.
She's a good big sister, and I like how she sings along to every song on the radio, even when she doesn't know the words.
That's more like it. Matt revised the letter. I hid around the corner and watched while he approached his ex to give it to her. She looked surprised, but seemed to appreciate the gesture. Finally, progress! More people came up to me that day to ask for help, but I kept turning them down. I even had to say no to a teacher. A football player got really mad when I refused to help him.
We all know you're not really retired. I saw you help that Matt kid. Guess you only help guys you like.
Excuse me? Who did this jerk think he was? It's not like that. Matt and I are helping each other.
So if I take you on a date, you'll help me too?
Suddenly, Matt appeared and shoved the football player into a locker.
Speaking of your little boyfriend, I'm not her boyfriend. Apologize to her.
Just then, I noticed Matt's ex. She looked at me like I'd stolen her boyfriend or something. I didn't stick around to see what happened next. I needed to get away. I'd never been so embarrassed in my life. Everything was such a mess. My recent advice had all backfired. Matt wasn't any closer to getting his ex back. I was fighting with my best friend, and I still had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. When I got home, my dad was snoring on the couch. For all I knew, he hadn't left that spot all day. Ugh. Before, I could at least feel proud about how many people I'd helped. Now, I didn't even have that. The next day at school, I decided to tell Matt our deal was off.
What? But what about our plan? You're gonna let some jerk football player push you around?
That's easy for you to say. You're not the one who's being treated like an outcast just for saying no to people. And our plan isn't working anyway. I haven't figured out my future, and you haven't gotten your girlfriend back.
I don't care about getting her back.
For a second, I almost thought I heard him wrong. Then what's the point of everything we've been doing?
I cared at first. I really did miss her, but I realized we broke up for a reason. If you want the truth, I'm having fun and I want to keep spending time with you.
I felt so confused. This was too much all at once. Then maybe just ask to hang out like a normal person. I thought you were helping me figure out my future.
Tanya, why are you so obsessed with your future? We're in high school. You don't have to figure it all out right now.
My dad threw away a great career and now he's a slug. People need a purpose. All I could think about the rest of the day was escaping. We had a big assembly that afternoon and I was considering skipping it and locking myself in my room. But why should I have to leave? They're the one acting like jerks. So in the middle of the assembly, I did something kinda crazy. I stole the mic. Almost every single one of you has come to me for advice. Did I ever say no before? Did I ever ask for anything in return? No. I did my best to help you all because I wanted you to be happy. But the second something goes wrong, or I decide to take some time for myself, what do you all do? You turn on me, talk behind my back, blame me for your problems. Now I know I was just being used. I handed the mic back to the teacher, and she awkwardly cued the cheerleaders to begin their performance. After school, the doorbell rang a bunch of times. I snapped at my dad while I stomped to the door. Don't get up. I'll get it.
Honey, you have to see this. A baby tiger pounces and scares the heck out of his mom.
Dad, those videos are super old. I opened the door and was surprised to find Elaine on the front steps. She was holding a chocolate cake as a peace offering. It was such a relief to see a friend that I almost cried. We ate chocolate cake on my bed and caught up. I'm sorry. It was totally unfair of me to act like what happened was your fault. All you've ever done is try to help me. And advice should be a two-way street. I hope you know you can come to me when you're struggling too. Want to see a video of a baby tiger? Maybe I didn't need to run away. I felt stronger with Elaine in my corner. The next day, the football player came up to me again. I tried going around, but he wouldn't let me.
Hey, it wasn't cool of me to say those things to you. I'm really sorry.
I have to admit, I didn't expect an apology from him. When I got to my locker, something even more surprising happened. It was filled with flowers and about 100 thank you cards. All day, students surprised me with gifts, cards, or sometimes just a hug. I guess my big speech at the assembly had gotten through to people. After school, Matt found me on the bleachers reading some of my cards.
You okay?
It hasn't been easy lately, but yeah, I'll be okay.
I never set out to trick you, you know. When I first asked for help, I thought I wanted my ex back. You helped me realize that we weren't right for each other.
You helped me realize something too.
I did? What?
That it's okay if I don't have it all figured out. It has to happen naturally. And maybe my dad will never go back to work, but I'm not him. I know I'll find my purpose someday.
So I guess we did help each other.
I guess so.
Maybe we could hang out sometime? Like normal people, instead of as part of some deal?
I'd like that. Things got a lot better after that, and I realized something else. That no one can give perfect advice 100% of the time. But that doesn't mean I should stop trying. I liked helping people. I was gonna keep doing it, even if sometimes I failed. The people who mattered most to me would be in my corner no matter what. And the times when someone told me I'd made a difference in their lives, no matter how small, made it all worth it.
Honey, you're saying it wrong. It's, that was delicious, Mommy. I would like some more. Now come on, say it again. Mom's English accent was just as bad as this advertisement. I knew exactly what I had to do. Blah, 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 blah. Hi, I'm Harper, and I'm one of the biggest television stars. Before I continue, please do like and subscribe. Growing up, I always loved watching TV shows, and it was all because of Mom. She wanted to be an actress, but couldn't make it, so she made sure I became one, even though I never really wanted to. I was pretty, so I got a few gigs, and before I knew it, I was acting in several movies and TV shows and became extremely famous. But it wasn't as perfect as it looked. Mom, can I hang out with Tara? She has a new pool. There's no point being friends with her, Harper. She's your competition. All of them are. They're just pretending to be nice. When they have what they want from you, they'll pretend like you don't exist. Mom was so insecure, she even homeschooled me so I could attend all the rehearsals, acting classes, and auditions. But when I was 12, I was famous enough to not need any of that. And through a tantrum, I was finally sent to school. And I did very well, or so I thought, because a month later, I found out that Mom would give gifts to the teachers to give me good grades. It was a big scandal, and I was left totally embarrassed. I was back being homeschooled, stuck with my mom, and with no friends at all. Friends are stupid distractions. You have a career to make. Yeah, you would say that. Unfortunately, you can't buy friends with money. Ugh, she was the worst. And with time, I started hating her more. We would fight almost every day. All I wanted was to live a normal life, and all she cared about was money. Once, when I was 17, she lied to me to get an audition for a high-paying role that was clearly for someone older than me. She is 15. She's just a little short. Look at her portfolio. She has way more experience than all the other kids here. I couldn't believe she would go this far for money, So I went behind Mom's back and declared on my social media that I would donate a big chunk of my money to charity. Mom had no choice but to agree, since everyone already knew. This is outrageous, Harper. You should have told me before making this dumb decision to give all your money to an army of peasants. How could you hide the truth? Well, I learned it from the best. Besides, those underprivileged kids need that money more than us. Why can't you just concentrate on acting and leave the money to me? What's done is done, but there's always a way to fix it, and I will do that whether you like it or not. I didn't care about my mom's empty threats, but I got the shock of my life when she went behind my back and handed over a check with a lesser amount and her signature. It was then that I found out that all of the money was under Mom's name. She was stealing from me. That was the last straw. When I turned 18, I decided to quit acting. You can't! I am still the one that decides whether you can quit or not. Why are you smirking? How dare you behave? I'm not a child anymore. I can decide what I do with my life. Also, I'm suing you for stealing my money. The look on my mom's face was priceless. Mom swore she would take all my money since she drove me around to get the jobs and auditions. I ignored her and packed up my things to move out. I had finally received my own money from my last acting job and was free. You want to know what I did first? I went straight to the beach by my new house with a big tub of ice cream and enjoyed the view. I was ready to live an almost normal life. People still recognized me now and again, but it felt different now because I didn't have to pretend to be happy anymore. But the tabloids had a field day because of my drama. My case against Mom was the headline everywhere, and Mom made it worse by tainting my name on interviews. I can't believe she could do something like this to me. All I've done is put her first. Being a single mom was not easy, and she... I'm sorry. Mom continued this act, and some people took her side. She called me several times to threaten me to come back, but I just blocked her. This was the first time I had to do things by myself, and I was a little scared. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. So this goes here, and the detergent here, and ta-da! Well, that wasn't so difficult. I don't know why I was so worried. Just then, the washing machine began shaking like there was a tornado in there, and there was detergent bubbles frothing out of the machine. Did I put in too much detergent? I tried opening the door to check, but my clothes went flying around the room. It took me an entire day to clean up the mess I made. But eventually, I figured out how to use the machine. I had to Google it, but still. Soon it was time to finish high school, and I couldn't be more excited for my new life. But my excitement turned to panic when I entered school and a crowd of kids surrounded me. Can I please get a picture with you? I'm a huge fan. You are so good in that movie. Hey, give her some space. The girl took my hand and pulled me away from the crowd. She introduced herself as Ginny, and I thanked her for helping me out. Ginny was one of the sweetest and boldest people I had ever met. She was the head cheerleader at school and super popular. We soon became best friends. Once, Ginny even asked me why I hated acting so much, and I told her about how my mom had forced me to do it and took my money. She's my mom. Isn't she supposed to be the one looking out for me? Well, anyway, all of that is in the past. Now I have this new life, and you, my very good friend. Excuse me? I am your best friend, and you won't find anyone as cool as me. I agreed. No one could compare to Ginny. She was the best friend I didn't know I needed. Ginny also introduced me to her boyfriend, Draco. He was one of the most handsome and kindest guys at school. Together, the two helped me set up my new place, and Ginny let me borrow some stuff from her kitchen so I wouldn't waste money buying new ones. She knew I had to save money since the court battles with Mom were still going on, but she never spoke about them. Why are you so good to me? You're like my sister. What's mine is yours. While Ginny helped me around at home, Draco was an absolute gem at school. Like, once I needed help with my books, and he magically appeared out of nowhere to carry it for me. And another time during school beach camp, he gave me his jacket because I was cold. "Hey, here you go. Can't have you fall sick now, can we?" My stomach fluttered as his hands brushed against my shoulders. He was the sweetest. I looked across at Ginny and immediately felt guilty. I can't fall for Draco. That's just wrong. Oh, but he's so cute and sweet. But I couldn't stop thinking about him, so I decided to put my acting skills to good use and pretended that everything was A-okay. I started avoiding Draco, but for some reason he kept showing up wherever I went. And then one day, while I waited for Ginny to get done with her cheer practice, Draco came and sat right next to me. What is he doing here? "Harper, I actually have a small favor to ask of you. I tried getting a reservation at this fancy restaurant for Ginny's birthday surprise, but I couldn't. I was wondering if you could use your celebrity status and get a reservation. I know it might sound weird, but it's for Ginny." "No, actually, it's quite sweet. I'll see what I can do." I told him we'll go and talk personally to the manager, and he agreed. The next evening, as we walked into the restaurant, Ginny called, asking me if I wanted to join her for a movie, but I refused, saying I was busy. "She's at the movies?" By the look on his face, it was obvious that he didn't know about Ginny's plan. I wanted to ask him more, but decided against it. It wasn't my place. I spoke to the manager and got a reservation, and he even offered us free dinner that night. But just as we sat down, I could feel something was troubling Draco. "Okay, spill. What's on your mind?" I don't know, but I think Ginny is gonna break up with me." "What? Why? She loves you, dummy." "Isn't it obvious? She never tells me where she is, and we hardly go on dates because she's always so busy. We've been together since we were kids. I don't know what I'll do without her." Watching Draco so helpless broke my heart. I don't know what came over me. I instantly put my hand over his. For a moment, our eyes met, and all I could think was kissing him. "You don't think it's in my head?" "Huh? Yeah, I think head is all. I mean, you're right. I don't think I'm feeling too well. Let's leave." We left immediately, but on the ride back home, I couldn't stop thinking about how much he loved her. With Draco still on my mind, I reached my front gate, but to my horror, it was broken. Someone was in my house. I held my keys as a weapon, and then my mom walked into the living room. She had the most evil smile when she saw me. "Aw, look at my little baby all grown up, living by herself. Mummy is so proud of you." "What? How did you get in here? It's a crime, you know." "It's not a crime to come and see my own daughter. What do you want? Why are you here?" "All in good time, honey. First, tell me, why are you ruining your name?" "A good thing I followed you around. I would have never seen you flirting with your best friend's boyfriend. I thought you were one of the good ones, but turns out you'll do what it takes to get what's yours, just like your mother." "What are you talking about?" Mom flashed her phone with a photo of me with Draco from the restaurant, and I was shocked. "Oh, not so fast. If you want this to remain a secret, then drop the court case. Give me what's mine, and let's get you back to work." I was turning red with rage. I had had enough with her. I was not flirting with him, and you're the one ruining my name by saying mean things at interviews. I'm not playing your games. Leave. We'll see who your friend believes. Last chance. Come with me or have your friendship ruined. I'd rather be broke than work with you or give you my money again, Mom. She left. I couldn't believe that she would stoop this low to get her way. I knew I had to meet Ginny before Mom did. I know how manipulative she can actually be. I tried calling Ginny, but she was at the movies and didn't answer. So I rushed to Ginny's place to wait for her. But when I got there, she was already home and she wasn't alone. "Oh, honey, good thing you're here. I was just showing Ginny these beautiful pictures of you. And what's his name? Draco." The look on Ginny's face was enough to tell me what pictures she was looking at. "I thought you were busy, but you were on a date with Draco? Harper, I never thought you would hurt me this way." "No, Ginny, it's not what it looks like, I swear. Please believe me. I've seen how you look at him. Are you saying you don't have feelings for Draco? Mom smiled. She had been watching me for months. She knew I was in love with him. I do have feelings for him. I won't lie about that. But I would never act on them, and he would never betray you either. She admits she's in love, and I have proof they were together yesterday. She lied to you. I see the picture, and I know she lied about where she was yesterday, but I believe you, Harper, not her. No wonder she wanted to run away from you. You're pathetic. The look on my mom's face was worth framing. She was too stunned to speak. Dumb girls. One day you'll know that money is the only thing that matters. I feel sorry for you, Mom. Now if you're done, leave. And don't come back. She stomped her heels and walked out, and I ran and hugged Ginny tight. Draco was planning a surprise for your birthday. That's what we were doing there. I'm sorry I lied, but I swear it's the truth. I believe you, but I also know that maybe what I'm doing to Draco is wrong. I don't like him as a boyfriend. Maybe we are just better off as friends. My heart broke for her and Draco, but I knew what Ginny was feeling was justified. The next week, she broke up with him, and I spent all my time with her. I even went ahead and filed a much-needed restraining order against my mom, but Draco was still on my mind. One day during school, I was trying to reach for a book when someone offered to do it for me. Draco! We got talking, and I asked him how he was doing. I won't lie, it was tough, but I kinda get it. Ginny was great, and we'll always be friends, but maybe nothing more. Well, in that case, welcome to the singles club. I got up to leave, but Draco took my arm. Sorry, instinct. I was just wondering if you were free tomorrow night. We do have that fancy dinner reservation, remember? She would love to. I turned around to see Ginny walking in our direction. What are you doing? I figured you're too chicken to ask him out, so I'm doing it for you. Besides, I want him to be someone great, and I miss our group. So Draco, will you date my best friend here? Oh my god. In all my years, this is the most embarrassed I've been. So that means you don't like me? I do! I don't! I do! I just... Before I could say another word, my phone rang, telling me that I'd won the case. My mom was finally off my back, and for some reason that made me oddly confident. So where were we? The dinner. You like me? Yes, yes, yes to everything. But before we do that, let's catch up for some ice cream. It's been long.